Hello everybody. It is middle of the day on the 24th of February 2025. Hope this video finds you well. Today my tasks are fairly simple, I hope. The idea is to get my replacement deck leg properly aligned on the hinges and adjusted so it shuts properly so I can put my locks back on and secure it. I also wanted to do a couple things I didn't do in my last video. Give a shout out to Eric Redding. He's the person I bought this nice deck lid from. He also sold me, so my technical difficulties continue with my clicker button or something. I stopped recording without realizing it. Anyway, I was giving credit to Eric Redding for the trunk lid and also for the felt kit, door kit that I bought from him. Let me show you what that looks like. I wasn't looking for this, but he had it. He didn't need it since he doesn't have the car anymore. He bought it for. You should recognize these. Go in the doors and wipe the window glass when it's going down. I have a set for all 4 doors, so that's something that I'll save for when the body work actually gets done, when the car is repainted and all that. So I'll be storing that for a while. I also wanted to show you the torque converter that I bought. I made sure I was getting the right one with Brian Everett's help, the person that rebuilt the transmission. I found this on AutoZone. Had a coupon too, so I only spent about $100 on it, which is pretty good. There's the part number for it, F49. That's one of these parts that you can still get for these old Lincolns, so that's kind of nice. So looking forward to installing that once I've done my move to Texas. So anyway, for the whatever time I spend the day, I'm going to attempt to get that deck lid aligned properly so I can get it closed and latched. Alright, we're sitting inside the trunk of my car now. I've got the lid adjusted fairly square now. I mean, it turns out there's only these 4 bolts. That's all there is. There's no other adjustment. The brackets that the hinges themselves are not bolted onto the body. They're welded. It's all basically one piece. And you can see the end of the spring there, but there's no other adjustment other than these 4 bolts. So kind of tricky. So if the car has any other kind of damage, you really can't adjust for it, as I'm finding out. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I pull the lid down. I'll show you on the outside too. Okay, here we go. So, oops, I need my flashlight. Where's my flashlight? There it is. All right. Okay. So when I hold it down with my hand, this is the driver's side over here, which was never damaged. So everything, you see no real gaps. I mean, I can only hold it down so tight with my hand here, but it looks pretty good. So now we're going to switch to the other side so I can show you the difference. Because on the passenger side, which was the side that was hit from the back one time, must have done more damage than I wanted to admit before. So now, when I pull down, see if I can get the light situated here. Okay. When I pull down, you can see. All right, I discovered that once again I cut myself off prematurely. I was showing you the inside of the trunk from this side. You saw the biggest gap, which was down here, where the lid doesn't even come close to matching up with the weather strip. It's also a little less pronounced up there. That's where I somehow stopped the recording prematurely. So to finish that part up, from the outside, you can see it's fairly square. I mean, I've got it adjusted about as well as I can get it. It looks really good on the driver's side. Not so good on the passenger side. And back here, again, it's not latched all the way, but it looks like it's a little bit high on this side, but not on the other side. And I'm not sure what I can do about that since there's no other adjustments, but that I'm not worried about right at the moment. But I am a little disappointed because it's painfully obvious now when you look at the way the bumper is lining up with the deck lid, which is now known to be straight like it should be. It still goes in further than it should, especially when you look at it from the other side. That side's perfect. Everything lines up the way it should. But as you move down, you can see how much the bumper goes in, which means even though I replaced the bumper, all I really did was forced it to draw in to match up with this part of the car. It must have been pushed in. When the fender got hit and all that, it crunched that in as well. So I'll have to find the body shop that has the ability to pull that out in half an inch or so, whatever it might take to get that lined up properly. That's a future project. Right now I'm just working on getting this so I can close it. put the latch back on and lock it, that kind of thing. So that's all I really wanted to accomplish today anyway. But it is a little disappointing to see that even though I have a nice proper deck lid now, it doesn't line up on the right here because of the damage the car had from a rear-end collision some years ago. One other thing I decided to do was use the best two pieces for the rear trunk emblems. I salvaged the one from the old deck lid. This one, the base is bent, not really usable. However, the Lincoln Continental Star itself is actually in nicer condition, less pitting than the one I got from the trunk lid I just bought. So what I'm going to do is just swap them. I'll use the base from this one, from the car I just bought, and use the Lincoln emblem Continental Star from my old one, and just swap them out. There's just a spring here that holds it in place. Hopefully I can get those apart without killing myself. I got some, little pick tools here that should help do the trick, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, little progress report. I got them both apart. The first one, the spring flew. Luckily I was able to follow the arc and watch it land and hit a leaf, so I was able to find it. Otherwise that spring would have been gone forever. So I got them both apart. I've got the best two pieces. This is the straight backing from the deck lid I just bought, so I cleaned it up, cleaned up the chrome with just some 409 and a paper towel. Not restoration quality stuff, but that's okay. And I took this. This came from from my old trunk lid. This one's actually better than the one that came from the replacement one. I mean, I'll save these. I'm not going to throw them away, but this one's in a much better shape overall. This part especially. That is what that got damaged. So I'm going to put it back together. Not much to it, and then put it back on the deck lid. All right, I'm going to wrap this up today. Another brief update. I'll show you this in a minute, but things are actually a little worse than I expected them to be. I mean, it's okay because it's reality, and I like to deal with reality. Now that I have a properly shaped trunk lid, I can tell how much it was compressed in, because now that I've got this thing installed, I got my nice, emblem back on there, the lock cylinders installed, the latch and all that. What happens now when I try to close this is this hits right here, and it's not even close, which tells me the entire back of the car from this point over here was crunched in. What must have happened when it took that hit years ago, whenever that was, the trunk lid bent with it, so it continued to latch and hold because it deformed with the rest of the car in the back. So now that I have a properly shaped trunk lid that's not deformed, it doesn't match the car, so I can't latch it. So that tells me even more so that I'm going to have to find a body shop that has the ability to, pull this out so everything will mesh up again. I'm sure that, I think I got cut off there, but anyway, just letting you know that I have a lot of work in my future for the body, a little more than I was hoping, but that's okay. I mean, for now, I'm just going to keep the lid closed with cargo straps while I'm transporting it to Texas, and eventually I'll, pick up on that project again. So that's it for today. Thank you.